Hey, I guess we're live here today. Hey, all right. Hey, just staring in the camera, wondering what's going on. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday afternoon. Oh, no, Friday morning still. Conversations with Geoff. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It's a gorgeous day outside. As I look outside, the blue skies and, the building lights flickering off the buildings. Just a beautiful Friday morning, and I hope you're having the same wherever you are in the country, right? So listen, this is kind of part two of just a quick session with me here on Conversations with Geoff, and I have to back up for just a moment and encourage you to make sure you go check out the episode. We had this yesterday with Terry Liggins. Oh man, she was speaking fire. She's a coach, an author. Man, she's just a unique person that has a calm perspective. I know we all can learn from. So check out that. And then today is part two of what we had on Tuesday, which was with Conversations with Geoff. And it was about me, and we were talking about, and I don't have it on today, right? Because I'm back in black. But we were talking about finding your purpose, right? I mean, and man, so and the power of the comeback is just been it's just keeps showing up for us, and the power of the comeback and listening to the message in the pause of that comeback, that time when everything blows up or you have a new challenge. It's not as whatever it is that says, okay, you have to reorganize, reset, refocus, right, and then move forward. Man, that's what we're talking about here today. And I just want to say thank everybody for showing up, and get ready for today's conversation. It's going to be kind of more, I'm going to do a little review on what we did on Tuesday, and get to the other piece about why we're here, and kind of just, drop some love in the chat. Let me know who you are and where you're coming from, whether you're here today listening live or you're going to get the replay and listen. Let me just tell you, I realized that the opportunity that I have to speak to you today, I don't take it for granted. So I appreciate you stopping by. Right, Conversations with Geoff, and my name is Geoff Tyson, and I'm known as the Comeback King, not only for the things that I've been through in my life personally, whether it be in relationships, building businesses, corporate America, sports, but also the lives that I've impacted over the last 30 years, going through, sharing my lessons learned with them, and having people tell me, hey, Geoff, thank you for helping me see beyond myself, see beyond my current circumstances, see beyond my limitations and my fears, and step into my greatness. Oh, man, and nothing like that, right? I mean, so I'm here to tell you that we all have a gift. We all have a purpose. And that's why I'm flagging this shirt around again, finding your purpose, man, because we're all meant to share our message here on this planet today, right? So we're gonna move into the review. Yesterday, Tuesday, I think we talked about the power of resilience, living in the pause, and I looked up resilience and left that definition there, right? And it talks about the capacity to withstand or recover quickly from difficulties. You can replace difficulties with setbacks. You can replace difficulties with disaster, whatever you want to do, right? But that whole thing about being able to come back, and I made a note there, spring back into shape, right? I mean, so many times, and just, I was thinking about that again this morning, like, man, wow. I just thought about, when I started my first business and we built it to, 7 figures in like 3.5 years, and it was getting ready to really blow up. And then the housing market just went away overnight. I mean, this is a disaster, right? I'm like, oh, but I wasn't alone. I wasn't the only guy out there hung out to dry. Like many other colleagues and other folks were there. So I had a community already that I could go to. I had some folks that were understanding what I was going through, right? And then we began to work together to overcome some difficult. I don't have time today, but man, I'll tell you some real stories about what was going on in that time frame. But we came back from it, right? And we all have stories around that stuff. So it was about, it wasn't a quick recovery, but it was one that we made just the same. So, and then it was talking about, let me see, it's a skill that can be, oh yeah, I'm going to make sure I point this out to you. People, we already have the experience in coming through and overcoming setbacks and comebacks. You got to get excited about that. So when we talk about finding our purpose, we all have that ability, right? We all know we can do that. So it's a skill that can be learned, cultivated and developed over time, leading to professional and business success and development. We can do this over time, right? You don't have to do it overnight. You do it over time. It takes practice, man. It takes exercise. And I've been watching some track and field because I'm an ex-hurdler and that stuff, right? And I was thinking about, I heard somebody say something about a quote, Usain Bolt. Everybody knows Usain Bolt, right? And he said, man, you know, I trained 4 years every day, nonstop, every day for 9 seconds. 9 seconds is over. 9+ seconds, right? Under 10. And he's done, right? All that time. What are you willing to do? Are you willing to train every day? Are you willing to spend the time every day doing what it takes, rain, snow, sleet, or hail, to get it what it is you want, man? Are you willing to do that? I tell you what, finding your purpose and then getting some clarity around that. You may not be running track, but you'll get up and you'll make that phone call when you just made 100 calls and you got turned down 100 times and made 101 phone calls. Or you'll send 2,000 emails. This is the new era of today, right? It's all technology, whatever that might be. Or you'll be willing to show your your newness in something that you haven't done before and be willing to suck at it, right? Don't hide behind the experience you think you have to have, right? Because of who you are, but be willing to just step out there, man. Are you willing to do that? I guarantee you will be when you know what your purpose is and you're willing to go through whatever it takes to get it. No matter who laughs at you, no matter who tells you you're crazy, no matter who tells you whatever they tell you, this thing can be done for you, right? So I'm just kind of reviewing that, and then let me see. I had something else here. Life takes on new meaning when we open ourselves to the gift of living in our purpose. So as we move into today's discussion, I want to also say we must embrace it, build on it, no matter what, show up, right? But get some clarity around what it is. Get some understanding that it's not going to be easy. We've been through it before. You start a new job. Hey, you may have some skills already, but you're going to have to learn some things. It's not going to be easy. You're building a new relationship. It's all rosy at the beginning, and you want to keep it rosy, so it takes work in that space, right? We all know about eating and health and diets. Can I tell on myself? Last night I ate way more cookies than I should. But then I realized, man, I'm trying to make myself feel good because I'm struggling a little bit around my recovery and the process and stuff not working out yet. And I'm trying to, drown it in cookies and just keeping it real. Hey, Geoff, I go through the same things, right? But I know today I don't have to repeat yesterday. I don't have to do that if I'm focused on the solution, right? Let's focus on the solution, right? So as I move away from that, and start talking about today's session, I just want everybody to be encouraged and know that you can make a difference. Encouraged to know that you are sent here, no matter what's going on in your life, to do something great for others. You are all sent here. Everybody has a message that needs to be heard, whether you're introverted or whatever it might be. Recognize the possibility of what you have to say, what you have to be able to do is your skill can help other people do that. All right. So make a promise to yourself after listening to this that you go out there and you figure out what that might be. All right. So how do challenges lead to purpose and success? I wrote down recognize. Number one, write this down. Recognizing that challenges are a necessity to grow. It just is, man. You make a decision. You ever sit down and you write down some goals and you get all clear and you get excited and now you're ready to go and then if it's about having your car breaks down or you have a big fight at home and just blows up your attitude or you lose your job, heaven forbid, or your business has some real hiccups. I mean, that stuff happens to those that set goals in place because it's just a test, baby, right? They're not going to come. Success is not going to come. but it will come. Success will not come easy, but it's possible no matter how many times you've had a failure in your life. Success is possible if you just don't give up, man, right? So number one, recognize that it's necessity to greatness challenges, right? And understand this too, and man, this when I finally realized, that every time I realized I want to do something different, I want to raise my game, whether it was in sports, chasing that dream in the NFL, I needed to get faster, I needed to get stronger, I needed to be able to withstand the punishment as a running back. I needed to do all those things, so it took more work to do that, right? And man, so I knew it was necessary. And the result was I almost got there, man. I mean, I got, graduated in high school, got D1 4-year guaranteed scholarship. I was on my way, right? So, I mean, things do pay you back if you stay in there and don't give up. Think about the times in your life when you were like, oh, man, you started out with something and then you worked at it and it pushed you down and made you struggle. But all of a sudden, you're at the end of the road and you're on the other side looking back and looking at what you've done and realize, man, that this stuff does work. The challenge was worth the effort. But here's the thing. I wrote it down. The fuel in your coming back, overcoming your challenges, the fuel in that is the clarity in your purpose. I'll put that in the chat. That's one of Geoff Tyson's. Right? Knowing where we're going, what it is we want, man. I mean, really, really want. And for the last couple of years, I've been battling on what that is for myself, right? And you guys know I'm a real estate investor. I've been in it now for a while, and had some success over the years with that, and now it's kind of like, prioritizing my time, making sure that I'm doing what it is I'm meant to do, as no matter how uncomfortable it is. Right. And that's like showing up today, creating this content, working with you folks, delivering what I believe is a message that you can use right now today to start working on that stinking thinking that we all have, like we talk about in conversations with you, and begin to be aware of the stinking thinking, start to hit the pause button on that stinking thinking, and then start to replace those thoughts. Look through your day, like our guest said yesterday. She goes back and she looks at her day and she goes and replaces all those things with something that is just moving her forward in her thoughts and her conversations that she's having with herself. So back to the real estate piece, I know, that there'll all be some level of activity around that, but I want to make sure that I'm showing up and doing what I'm doing today, that I'm taking the opportunities of the speaking engagements that I have. And you guys know, we're looking to fill some of those spaces and speaking to businesses on and being that relationship, bringing back the relationship for those employees that stayed around, made it through COVID, that are really wanting to stay but feel lost, that really want to stay but feel undervalued, really want to stay that we just haven't shown the appreciation for as business owners. Bring them back to the table and then help the leadership in those business and your companies understand the impact that they can have by being clear and concise with their communication. Giving plans and visions that people can follow and that can be reviewed and that can be supported. Those are just some of the things that, we do in addition to the speaking engagement. We offer some training and development in that space. And then the schools, I have a passion for the kids in the school system today. My daughter's a school teacher, and I hear the stories, and we talk about the struggles that the kids have at home, and they come to school, and then school is kind of tough on them, and not fitting in, and bullying is real still today, right? And self-worth is really real today as a child. I struggled with self-worth, low self-esteem most of my life through my early adulthood. Even when I had this success, I still struggled with who I was. I still struggle with accepting who I was. I still struggle with, man, am I worth anything? Am I really valued? And that's happening in the schools, man. And I got a granddaughter, 13, and we talk about all this stuff, man. So I really have a passion to reach out to those kids that are in that space, that are on the other side of that, right? So anyway, so we'll kind of wrap this thing up here, and by giving you, so number one, we talk about challenges leading to the purpose of success, is recognizing that it's a necessity to your greatness. And then the other piece of it is mastering your mindset shift that's necessary. You have to see this opportunity as an opportunity, and not stress out over it, not talk yourself out of taking the next step, not doom and gloom. It's the things we say to ourselves about ourselves in these situations are going to get the results that we've been getting, or they're going to get new results. Which way are you going with this thing, right? So mastering the mind shift. And I'm looking down so I can just highlight a few of the notes that I had so I can stay on target here. We've done it before. That's the main thing I want to tell you, that you faced challenges before and you've overcome those challenges and you've had success at the end of that. Some of the challenges beat you up and you did, it was a learning point. That's going to happen, right? But you went through it. As long as we don't give up, as long as if we get knocked down, we get back up. No matter how many times we get knocked down, we get back up. And it's not about how many times we get knocked down. It's how many times we can take a punch, right, and get back up. How hard is the punch we can take? No. And the other thing I want to tell you is to show yourself some grace in this process, finding your purpose. We're all human beings. You're not going to have all the answers right away. And it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent with the effort. It's about being persistent with the effort. It's about following a clear path that you set up, and know that it's possible. That it's possible for you to do that. And challenges are going to be a part of that. Challenges are your friend. Fear is your friend. Adversity is your friend. All those things that we were taught to avoid, right? Learn to embrace those. Go out today and find some adversity that you can face and practice. Get that adversity muscle together, right? Get that, you get that resilient muscle together. Get back in the gym of life, that whole self-development piece, man. Because it's going to take new skills. So, just a few things, mastering the mindset, knowing the challenges are going to be necessary in order to have great growth and continue to press forward, are some things that you already know. This is something that we already know we've already been doing. So you need to be excited about that possibility. And I'll tell you this, focus on what you can control with your two hands. The rest of the stuff around that, the rest of the noise and the crap around that, let it go, man. Let it go. Find yourself something else that you can do to focus on what's real, what you can have an impact on. Be willing to suck at it until you become great at it. Let me see. I talked about, so as we wrap this thing up today, remember challenges are a necessity to step into your greatness. Finding clarity, I lost my shirt, on finding your purpose. And knowing that that's okay. And if you really, hey, Geoff, I'm not sure. I think I got an idea. Can you help me with that? I dropped in my email in there. Let's have a quick chat around that. And let's begin the dialogue and conversation about making a difference in your life, one step at a time. Stepping into a life of uncertainty, right? You get a little uncertain. You're not sure where to go. That's all part of it. But I want to tell you this, the power of the conversation you're having with yourself about yourself is real. The gift of understanding how that is holding you back or setting you up is real. Beginning to take willing effort on a daily basis to be bold and changing how you say and talk to yourself and see yourself is a necessity, and we all can do it. So as I wrap this thing up, I want to say to you, thank you for hanging out. Make sure you share this information. Come back and listen to it again. Show some love in the chat when you do, and pass this thing along. Subscribe to Conversations with Geoff. Make sure you're paying. Go back and listen to some of those sessions. Don't worry about the length of it. There's some sessions in there that you can just go back to and get some nuggets from. And remember, the possibilities are real for your life to be the way you want it to be. And I challenge you today. What is the whisper that you've been ignoring? And imagine how your life will be when you step into it. When you finally say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it. And you've achieved it. What would your life be like then? Hey, got to run. Happy Friday to you. See you on the next episode. Conversations with Geoff. Bye-bye.